Oh, the old redhead, Red Barber. Well, Bob Turley, big right-hander, 1-7, lost 3, 2-0 with the Athletics, has a very important assignment. You know, little as you think about it, or maybe you have thought about it, I would say that this series is about as hazardous a one as the Yankees can encounter, because they have just come through that very demanding marathon of 6 ball games in 50 hours and 25 minutes, and won 5 out of 6, and they had to go all out, and they knew it. Their first place existence hanging, and now against the 8th place ball club, and knowing they've got a big series coming up in Baltimore, 4 ball games, this is a spot where you have to be doubly careful that you do not have a serious letdown. And as far as the Athletics are concerned, they've lost about all they can lose. They're about as free and easy as they can be. And here is Bill Tuttle first up. Right-hand hitter, hitting .250. Outfield shades him around into left. Turley delivers the fastball high outside, and Howard returns it. Ball 1. Skowron at first base, Richardson at second. Kubek is short, Boyer at third. We have Cerv in left field, Mantle in center, and Lopez in right. Roger Maris took a little batting practice tonight. Put that his ribs feel better. 1-0 pitch is a strike. He threw the slider at the knees on the outside, 1-1. There is a chance that Maris may see some action tomorrow, but certainly we'll be ready for the big series down at Baltimore, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and 2 on Sunday. We have 2 here tomorrow, 1:30. Pitch is swung on and fouled into the upper stand back at first base. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don Hefner is coaching at third. Walker Cooper coaching at first. Freddie Fitzsimmons is the pitching coach. Nestor Chalak back at the plate on balls and strikes. Monachik at first. Paparella, who is the senior of this group, is at second. And Cal Drummond, who is the first-year man in the league, is at third. 1-2 pitch. A slow curve on the inside, close to the hand, just missed, and it is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're playing a twilight doubleheader up at Boston with Detroit in town. At the end of 7 innings of the first game, it is 4-1 favor of the Red Sox. Chicago is playing at Washington. There's a fastball hit toward right center field. Mantle's got a long way to go, and he can't get there. The ball goes fast enough against the stand. Tuttle is to the left at second base. He's on his way for third, and they hold him at third base. The relay is just now coming in. A big triple to right center field for Bill Tuttle. When the ball was hit, it looked as though it was too much acreage for Mantle to have to try and cover. And he was 2 steps away from getting to it. Oh, did I say 2-ball game on Sunday, Baltimore? It's 1 down there on Sunday. A 3-game series at Baltimore. I'm thinking about when Baltimore comes up here the 16th, 17th, and 2 on the 18th. That's the Sunday doubleheader with the Orioles and the Yankees. So they got 3 games down at Baltimore. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday. But when the Orioles come in here, Friday night the 16th, Saturday afternoon the 17th, and a doubleheader Sunday afternoon the 18th. That'll be a tremendous series come what may. Now the batter is Jerry Lumpe, left-hand hitter, nobody out, runner at third, no score, just the start of things. Shirley pitches Lumpe on the outside, ball 1. For Tuttle, that's his second triple of the year. Lumpe is batted home 49, is hitting .265. That's the most hits on the club, 130. Pitch is swung on and fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is sort of hazy. Sort of smoky. And, of course, we're having a very erratic weather pattern. We had a heavy rain, hailstorm, and a flash flood out in Queens. And how many people that kept from Queens coming to the stadium tonight, we don't know. We're kept out of 1. Bob Shepard has been unable to get here, the PA announcer. Because everything tangled out there. There's a pitch flow outside, ball 2. So Mr. Joe Ripley manned the pumps. Okay, nobody out. Tuttle has opened the game with a triple. He's at third, taking his lead in foul ground. Turley deals, and Lumpe swings at a high fly ball to right center field. Mantle will catch it, but Tuttle can crawl home. There's the catch, and Mickey just lobs the ball in towards second base. The run conceded because there was no chance to stop Tuttle. The ball was hit well out there. That is the 50th RBI for Lumpe. Sacrifice fly to center, and the Athletics are off for the run. 1-0, one out, now nobody on, and there's another one of our old friends, Hank Bauer, always popular, getting a big hand, hitting .267. Hank has been a spot player this year. Turley delivers low outside, ball one. Norm Siebern waiting on deck. Is over for the strike. Speaking of the weather pattern, we have the starting pitchers from Washington, but the warm-up pitches are delayed at Baltimore because of rain at that spot. Turley rocks, pitches 1-1. Bauer swings and misses. There was a sharp curve just under the waist and breaking outside. 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Turley, who's fallen a run behind, he's given up one run to get one out. Deals, and Bauer takes a curve low inside. Ball two. 2-2. Two strikes. Turley works. Bauer swings and misses at a big slow curveball. Strike three. Now we have two down, nobody on, and Norm Siebern hitting .281. He's batted in 59 runs, which is tops on his ball club. Lumpe is second. Doubleheader out here tomorrow at 1:30. And this is a series the Yankees have to be very, very careful in. Nobody will have to alert them when they go down to Baltimore for those three games because they know what they've got to do. And the same thing when they come back in with the Red Sox for the Labor Day doubleheader. There's a pitch low inside, ball one. The Red Sox have been rising. They just finished sweeping a series from the A's. When Mike Higgins took them over, they were in 8th place. The 1-0 pitch is over for the strike. Turley took a little off his fastball, his change. 1-1. One ball, one strike. 1-0, favor Kansas City. The A's have won 4 out of 17 games with the Yankees. 1-1 pitch is a change-up curve on the outside, ball 2. 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Pitches, and it is strike 2. The pitch was way low and inside, and Charlock ruled that Siebern did not check his swing in time. Norm a little bit aggrieved, but that's it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Turley. The short pump pitches, a curve swung on and popped up. There's a shortstop, Kubek. Let's see. No, it's the third baseman, Boyer. Either one can take it. It's Boyer. And that's it. So a triple by Tuttle, a sacrifice fly by Lumpe. 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left, and the score at the end of half an inning, the Athletics won, and the Yankees coming in.
You know, for many people, a home just wouldn't be complete without a great big wood-burning fireplace in the living room. It certainly makes a room cozy on a cold winter day. But from time to time, you've got to clean the chimney if you want to get good results from it. And this is just as true in the carburetor of your car. For best performance, you should remove deposits that form on the carburetor walls under normal driving conditions. These deposits can cause frequent stalling, rough idling, and actual gasoline waste. You could have an experienced mechanic do the job by hand, but that's doing it the hard way. Now, the easy way is with Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive. You see, as Atlantic Imperial flows through the carburetor, it loosens and dissolves these harmful deposits, washes them harmlessly away. Then Atlantic Imperial's protective action keeps them from forming again. Today, more and more people are driving with Atlantic Imperial in their cars. It's the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. Bud Daley doing the pitching for the Kansas City A's with Clete Boyer, Hector Lopez, and Bob Cerv to be the first 3 hitters.
And then a fellow who's come along after being hurt the early part of the season, and he told us in a pregame interview that also, after 12 years of being a starting pitcher, he asked for work out of the bullpen because he wanted to develop a knuckleball, and he's done it. And we will see him in the second game. That's Ned Garver. All right. And Daley, left-hander with a knuckleball, ready to pitch to Boyer, then Lopez, then Cerv. There's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Daley's pattern is that he likes to use his curveball and his fastball till he can get 2 strikes on the hitter, if possible, and then come down with the knuckle. That was a big curve then. He deals. Curveball swung on, hit on 1 bounce, back a second through, and instead of deal, it just picked Lumpe's glove, and Boyer's on with a base hit. Single through the middle. So, the Yankees behind 1-0, put the tying run on. The first hitter. Last of the first inning. And the batter is Hector Lopez. Boyer was up there at 248. This gets him up to 250. Lopez hitting at 280. Up to a straightaway on Lopez. Now coaching down at first base. Prezzetti over at third. Daley's pitch. There's a curve bunted up toward third foul. Danny Kravitz is catching. First baseman is Marv Throneberry. The second baseman is Jerry Lumpe. The shortstop is Ken Hamlin. Third baseman is Andy Carey. Left field, Norm Siebern. Center fielder, Bill Tuttle. And the right fielder is Hank Bauer. Right, man at first, nobody out. Pitch is just outside, ball 1. There's a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one. Daley takes the sign. Deals. Fastball low inside, ball 2. Daley is the pitcher who has his right arm considerably shorter and not as robust as his left, going back to a birth injury, nerve injury. Right, 2-1. That's the count. Nobody out, last of the first. Pitch is low inside, ball 3. 3-1. The Yankees lead by a game and a half over the Orioles, who had Fisher shut out Chicago last evening. Well, for the Yankees are 4 games better off in the games lost column. That's the one to watch. Because until you lose them, the other club can't do anything about it. Here is 3-1 pitch. You swung and missed. There goes Boyer. There's the throw from Kravitz, and Boyer is out. He had the run-in hit. Lopez swung and missed it. A low curveball, and Boyer's out. You score that technically for your book as an attempted steal. They catch it to the shortstop. However, it was a run-in hit in which the pitch was missed at the plate. And, of course, whenever you put that on, the runner well knows that he may have to be required to make it on his own. Now it's 3-2 to Hector, 1 out. The A's leading 1-0. Nobody on. There's a bounce ball to third. Carey up with it, guns the throw over to Throneberry, and Lopez is out. So we have 2 down. Now we have Bob Cerv, hitting .254, went from the Yankees to the A's, and then after the season opened this year, was brought back to the Yankees. That's when Carey went to Kansas City. Cerv has been hitting away of late. Takes ball 1 on the inside. Cerv is 8 for his last 18. And those 8 hits of his just about coincide with the arrival of his 8th child. Until deep, round toward left. Daley delivers a knuckleball, swung on and missed. Strike 1. That was breaking around the outside of the plate. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daley, a full pumping move, deals a knuckler, swung on and fouled into the dirt, and it also nicked Kravitz on the right hand. He shakes it a little bit, looks at it again. All right, 1-2. Well, Daley is just feeding knuckleballs to Cerv, a big, powerful free swinger. All right, 1-2. 2 down. Nobody on. Daley ready. Deals. And there's another knuckleball high outside, and there's ball 2. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cerv swinging from the end. 254 for the year as a whole. Cuts and misses at a curveball. So, Taylor struck him out. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. When they run and hit, backfired. Now, in the first game of a twilight doubleheader tonight, the Detroit Tigers, with 2 runs in the 8th and 1 in the 9th, have tied the first game with the Red Sox 4-4, and the Red Sox are bat in the last half of the 9th inning. The warm-up pitches are still delayed for Cleveland at Baltimore because of rain. However, Chicago at Washington is started. Bauman for Chicago, Ramos for Washington, and the White Sox failed to score their first leg. This afternoon in San Francisco defeated Philadelphia 2-1. Jones beating Roberts, and Jones struck out 14, didn't walk anybody. Pittsburgh is playing in Los Angeles. Vernon Law and the Pirates won out there last evening. Law won his 19th. And that got the Pirates turned around after they'd lost 4 straight. This afternoon, the Chicago Cubs got the winning run in the last of the 9th inning and defeated the Reds 5-4. That run in the 9th inning was Banks' 37th home run. He also played shortstop. St. Louis is in Milwaukee tonight. We'll have something on that later. Now, it is 1-0 favor the Athletics. If you just joined us, Tuttle, the first hitter against Turley, tripled to right center. And Lumpe brought him in with a long fly ball to Mantle in center. And we have Marv Throneberry, then Danny Kravitz, followed by Andy Carey. Throneberry, free-swinging left-hand batter, hitting .233. He can hit it a mile if he gets his pitch. Swings, and there's a high foul back. Strike 1. is the last one of the 4 Western clubs to come through the stadium this year. The Yankees have one Western trip to make. There's another foul back. After the series with the Red Sox, the Labor Day doubleheader, and then an afternoon game on Tuesday, the Yankees move out, and they have 2 games in each of the 4 Western towns. And the rest of it will be settled back in the East and primarily here. Big series with the Orioles, September 16, 17, and 18. There's a ground ball to the right side to Richardson. Throws to Skowron, and we have 1 down. 1 up, 1 away. Friday the 16th with Baltimore's at night, and Sunday the 18th is a doubleheader. Danny Kravitz hitting .219. Well, I guess Bob Shepard got on Noah's Ark and got out of Queens and got over here. I hear his voice. Our man Ripley, who saved the day, is back over here now in the peace and quiet of the radio box where nothing but noise goes on. Kravitz, a left-hand hitter. Batting .219. 3 in the Pirate organization. Swings at a low inside curve. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 1 down. Turley, the 7-3 record. Deals, fastball low inside. 1-1. Ball on the strike. That's very much around toward right on Kravitz. Not too deep. Except for Lopez in right field. There's a ground ball hit foul. Went down by the batter's feet and up against his body. 1-2. Athletics leading 1-0. He went right to work. First man triple, the next man a sacrifice fly. Blows out his breath, takes the sign, takes that short pop, doesn't come up to his chin with it, delivers, and there's a foul tip. Kravitz cut on a rising fastball, hit just under it. 1-2. Turley pitching with due deliberation. He always does. That's his pattern. Big fella deals, and there's a strike swinging. Was a slider thrown into his hands. Second strikeout for Bob. And we have Andy Carey. Hitting .216. Play him a step into left. Infield is a step around toward third. Turley works a curveball over for the strike. 0-1. Fastball swung on, foul back. Two strikes. Nothing in 2. Turley's pitch is just outside. Ball 1. 1-2. That was close. The Athletics were afraid for a while that they would not have any equipment to play in, and they didn't know what they were going to do. Equipment, some confusion on the airline, and players got off, and the equipment didn't. Went on to Washington. They didn't get it till about 7 o'clock. There's a foul back. But for the players here around 6, oh, man, there were all sorts of stories getting written. I mean, could they borrow a set of uniforms from the Yankees, say the Yankees wrote uniforms and turn them inside out? And then what about shoes? And what about gloves? Masks? What about it all? The 1-2 pitch again. Carey swings and misses. Strike 3. Slow curveball. Same pitch that Powell was struck out on in the first inning. 3 strikeouts for Turley, and the score at the end of an inning and a half. The Athletics won, and the Yankees nothing.
Say how many of you can still remember the days when a coffee grinder was standard equipment in our kitchen. In those days, someone in the family had the job of grinding away at the coffee bean. It was a mighty hard way to enjoy a good cup of coffee. And you know, even today, people are still doing some jobs the hard way. Take cleaning the carburetor of your car, for example. Up to now, this meant a lot of work, even for a skilled mechanic who had to take your carburetor apart and do it by hand. But not anymore, because now new Atlantic Imperial gasoline is specially designed to clean your carburetor as you drive. As Atlantic Imperial flows through the carburetor, it loosens and dissolves hard, crusty deposits that can cause rough idling, frequent stalling, and actual gasoline waste. Washes them harmlessly away. What's more, Atlantic Imperial's protective action keeps those deposits from forming again. Today, more and more people are using Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. Those background noises should easily give you the information that Mickey Mantle is coming to the plate.
Season as a whole, Mickey hitting .280. Batting right-handed against left-handed Daley. Jumps back from a pitch and under the kneecaps. Ball 1. The A's on top 1-0. Their center fielder Tuttle. The first batter banged Turley for a triple, and Lumpe scored him with a long fly. Deals, and it's a strike. Breaking ball over. 1-1. Ball and a strike. Mantle hit in the big runs in the last game with Detroit. There's a knuckleball low inside that gets away from Kravitz and bounds on back to the stands. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is, there's a knuckleball just inside, ball 3. 1. Daley doesn't waste much time. Deals. Ball 4, low inside. Mantle walks. And of course, his bases on balls are a very important part of the Yankee offense. Well, Mantle, that's the 92nd time he's gotten on base with a walk. Pretty vital. One of the reasons why he leads the majors in most runs scored. Now we have Skowron. Most hitting .311. That's the top Yankee mark. Daley pitches, and Skowron takes outside, ball 1. Mantle at first, the tying run. Nobody out. Throneberry holding against him. First, Mantle back. Daley deals. comes, and Skowron swinging, fouls it off. Back into the screen, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Skowron has hit safely in the last 6. That means he got a hit in each one of those ball games of the 3 doubleheader. 1-0 favor the Athletics. Daley, who can be very tough, checks first, pitches, Skowron swings, hits the ball out to center field. Tuttle goes back and makes the catch. Mantle, almost a second, has to return to first. So it's a long line drive, but Tuttle can go get him, and he wouldn't got that. Howard marching up to the plate. Right-hand batter, as you know, and is hitting at 260. Hitter, feet wide apart, forward foot aimed at the second baseman. Can't do that much more than toes of the ground ball down to short. There's Hamlin over to second to Lumpe on the first. Double play, and that's all for the last of the second inning. Double play, 6-4 to 3. So the totals at the end of 2. Kansas City, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. And New York, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors.
Don't forget, the Atlantic Refining Company is helping to bring you daily coverage of the 1960 Olympics direct from Rome. Check your local TV listings for time and station.
Baseball is coming to you over Quality Modern, WOKO, 1460 on your dial in Albany, New York, 27 minutes before 9 o'clock.
And it is the young shortstop just started at DP that closed the Yankee book on the second inning. Hamlin, then Daley, who's a good hitting pitcher, followed by Tuttle, who got the triple. Hamlin hitting 224, finishing off his rookie year. Two games tomorrow, 1:30, and the Yankees have got to be oh so careful. They got to be oh so careful tonight. Turner's pitch is in there for a strike. You can write a book on clubs in first place that got in trouble in a series with 8th place teams. Sad one, but it'd be a thick one. Slow curve, high inside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The defense is straight away. The outfield is not deep. The smallish shortstop, right-hand hitter, swings at a hot bouncer to third, which Boyer gobbles, throws over to Skowron, and Hamlin is out. 1 up, 1 away. Now we're waiting for pitcher Daley to come up hit for himself. As a batter, Daley has 9 hits for 61 at-bats. Batted in 5 runs. He has not appeared as yet. Here he comes. Putting on his plastic headpiece. There he hits him left-handed. 1 out, nobody on. 1-0. Favor of Mr. Daley and company. Charlie, who gave us that run before he hardly got started, delivers, and Daley runs up his over with bunt and takes the pitch outside for a ball. Charlie works, gets the fastball over above the knees on the outside. 1-1. Ball and a strike. The attendance tonight will put the Yankees at-home plate attendance above the 1,350,000 mark. Daily swinging fouls it off. 1-2. They had some big ball games out here this last weekend, and the folks really responded. And a big doubleheader tomorrow, and a very vital one. 1-2 pitch, swung on. There's a pop fly at the short left center. Mantle coming on, makes the catch. Outfield was not playing deep. Now we have 2 down, and Turley has retired everybody except this fellow, Bill Tuttle, wearing number 13. He came up and bingo, a triple in the alleyway and right center. That got him up above 250. Toughest fly ball touched him home, and that's the only run we have. Turley deals the fastball inside at the hips, twisting Tuttle back out of there. Ball 1. 1-0. Works, fastball low, ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Big right-hander rocks, fields, there's the ball swung on, hit right back to the mound. Turley throws over to Skowron, and the side goes down in order. Bob has now retired his last 9. Score end of 2.5. The Athletics 1 and the Yankees nothing.
Everybody knows what a hinge is, that familiar gadget on the doors in our homes. When the hinge begins to squeak, of course, that means the parts are rubbing together. What do we do about it? We just apply a few drops of oil to the joint, and presto, the squeak is gone. Well, now, the same thing holds true for your car. When you hear squeaks, it's a good indication that vital chassis parts are rubbing together, causing wear and tear. And you should see your Atlantic dealer for a safety service lubrication. When he lubricates all of your car's important chassis and engine points, he's actually cushioning those parts for protection and smoother performance. And also important, as a part of every Atlantic safety service lubrication, he checks such vital equipment as your lights, cooling system, battery, and muffler. That's the safety service part of his job. So make it a point to see your Atlantic dealer soon for a safety service lubrication to keep your car on the go.
And now they come up. Hitting 286. He had 5 hits out here Sunday. The outfield is positioned straight away for him. Tuttle is not too deep in center. Siebern is definitely shortened up in left. Right fielder has to stay back, however. There's a curve over for a called strike. Daly, a left-hander, going to work on him. Kubek, left-hand batter. 1-0 favor Kansas City. The curve swung on, tapped into short center, base hit. So Tony promptly singles his way on. He hit a changeup. He just tapped the soft pitch, met it. Now we have Bobby Richardson hitting 250, looking for his 100th hit. Kubek, that was 129. Is short enough. They don't know whether he's bunting or not. Throw to first. Nothing doing. 1-0 Kansas City. pitches, and Bobby swings. There's a high pop fly that the second baseman is under, Lumpe, and makes the catch, and we have one out. Now the pitcher, Turley. Bob has 4 for 43.
Number 19, Bob Turley. Pitcher.
Field is short and back into right. They're not playing Bob to hit very far or to pull. Third baseman is up looking for a bunt. And there it is. It's pointed toward first. Daley has it. Picks it up again. Throws to first base in time to the second baseman. Turley is out and sacrifices himself. Moves Kubek to second and also avoids wasting his at bat or even worse, hitting into a double play. To the second baseman covering at first. Now we have the tying run at second. Boyer, who singled through the middle for the first of the 2 hits off Daley, comes up there hitting 250. .250 is Boyer's entire percentage whole year. Since he's been a regular, that percentage is a lot higher than that. Right, 2 down, 1-0 favor of the Athletics. Daley ready. Deals, and it's a curveball in there for a strike. 0-1. He's in a hurry with his tying run in second. There's a high fly ball here down in the left field corner. Siebern going back close to the stand, and it's a home run. Yankees lead now on the amazing Mr. Boyer's home run, 2-1. This is his 12th home run. And in the way of RBIs, that gives him 39. And here is Hector Lopez, who is 0 for 1. Takes a call strike. It's a 1-run ball game, but it is reversed now. The Yankees have the odd one. 2-1. Lopez, not severe, crouch stands. Bunts at the ball and fouls it off. Strike 2. He's bunting, of course, for a base hit. 0-2. Two strikes. Pitch is inside, under the hand, straightening the hitter up. 1-2. Well, the Lake Bob officials got their bulletin up already on the scoreboard. Boyer home run was his number 12 for season. Oh, he's come with a rush, hasn't he? 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed the knuckleball. So he struck him out. Not before Boyer undone him. 2 runs on 2 hits. And 3 innings. It is 2-3-0 for New York. 1-1-0 for Kansas City.
A gorilla's ass in Oklahoma. There's no difference. Colorado. lost, we don't bother you. So if you still bother us, we still bother you. At the 3:13, we're gonna...
Now we've got Mr. Rizzuto moving over here. Boyer gets a hand as he moves out. Phil, from your experience playing with the Yankees and fighting for pennants and this, that, and the other, how careful do you have to be when you're in first place and late in the season and you run into an 8th place ball club?
Well, you got to be very careful, Red, because they're loosey-goosey and they're quite relaxed. And when a team is relaxed, they're actually tougher to beat than a team that's out there trying to have a run for the pennant. The teams that are relaxed just take things easy. But when you're battling for the pennant, you're bearing down all the time, and as a result, you might be trying a little too hard. But the Yankees have been doing a great job, Red.
Also, Phil, did you say anything while I walked over the other side and came back about the September salary drive?
No, Red, I hadn't quite gotten to that. It happens quite frequently that these teams that are going poorly through most of the year realize suddenly that if they don't have a good year, they're going to get their salary slashed. And, of course, they're bearing down just that little bit extra, too. And it would take the old redhead to think of that. His brain is really whirling. He can really think of those things. Amazing how he does it. For Kansas City in the top of the 4th inning, it'll be Jerry Lumpe, Hank Bauer, and Norm Siebern to face Bob Turley. Lumpe hit a sacrifice fly to drive in Bill Tuttle in the 1st inning. Jerry batting .265. Green is holding up the Cleveland-Baltimore game down in Baltimore. The pitch to Lumpe is slow curve that's high, ball 1. Bob Turley on the mound for the Yankees. 2-1. The Yankees lead here in the top of the 4th. Here's the windup by Turley. Fastball is hit on the ground. Richardson was right. Is up with it. Throws to first. In time for the out. Bobby slid about 3 feet as he caught that ball going to his right. 1 away. Here's Hank Bauer, who struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Hank came into the game batting .267. On deck, Norm Siebern. 1 out and nobody on. Turley's pitch to Bauer on the outside corner for a called strike. Yankees have a doubleheader tomorrow with Kansas City. We'll be on the air at 1:25. The 1-strike pitch. Curveball hit right back to Turley on 1 hop. Over to Skowron, that's 2 away. 2 out, here's Norm Siebern, who popped out to the shortstop in the 1st inning. On deck, Marv Throneberry. Outfield deep and around towards right on Siebern. Norm batting .281, has 18 homers and 59 runs batted in. Pitch to Siebern. The curve is over. Strike 1 call. Ready for the 1-strike delivery. Another slow curve. This one hits on the ground to first base. Skowron's up with it. Races to the bag for the unassisted put-out. Turley sets the A's down 1-2-3 here on the top of the 4th. Nothing across. The score at the end of 3.5 innings. New York 2, Kansas City 1.
Summer is the season to get out to go places and have fun. It's no time to have your car performing under par because of a dirty carburetor. So that's one good reason to use Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive. You see, Atlantic Imperial loosens, dissolves, and gradually washes away those hard, crusty deposits that form inside the carburetor wall under normal driving conditions. These deposits can cause frequent stalling, rough idling, and gasoline waste. And what's more, Atlantic Imperial's protective action keeps deposits from forming again. Today, more and more people are using Atlantic Imperial in their cars. It's the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean.
It'll be Bob Cerv, Mickey Mantle, and Bill Skowron to face Bud Daley. Cerv struck out swinging in the first inning. Daley's pitch to Cerv. His hit on the ground is short. Hamlin up with it. The throw to Throneberry went away. Ball was hit right on the nose, but right at the shortstop. And here comes Mickey Mantle. Mantle walked in the second inning. Was Mickey's 92nd walk of the year. Put that alongside of his 118 base hits. See how many times he's been on base. One of the reasons he's leading both leagues in runs scored. He has scored 103 times. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch to Mantle. Curve inside, ball 1. Very little wind blowing tonight. Those flags are just about hanging straight down. Hot, humid night here at Yankee Stadium. 1-0 pitch is fouled. Mickey tried to check his swing that time. Out of play. 1-1 on Nick. Up by Daley. Knuckleball hit into right center field. Tuttle digging to his left. And makes the catch. Just in front of Hank Bauer in right center field. 2 away. That'll bring up the Moose, Bill Skowron, who lined to deep center field in the second inning. 2 out, nobody on. 2-1 the Yankees lead. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Daley's first pitch to Skowron. Inside, ball 1. On deck, Elston Howard. The 1-0 pitch, knuckleball outside. Ball 2, 2-0. A curve low, ball 3, 3-0 to Skowron. Tomorrow it'll be Bill Stafford and Ralph Terry, 2 youngsters going for the Yankees, and for Kansas City, Ray Herbert and Ned Garver, 2 seasoned veterans. The 3-0 pitch, curve over, strike 1 call. Daley curved him with a 3-0 count. Hander ready. Skowron takes a changeup low, ball 4. Second walk given up by Daley. Sends Skowron to first, brings up Elston Howard, who bounced into a double play in the second inning. Marv Throneberry moves alongside of first base to hold Skowron on. On deck, Tony Kubek. Yankees 2, Kansas City 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Clete Boyer hit his 12th home run of the year to send the Yankees out in front. He hit it with Tony Kubek on base in the 3rd inning, after Kansas City had picked up 1 in the 1st inning. The pitch to Howard is a curve over, strike called. Bill Tuttle triple leading off the ball game, and scored on a sacrifice fly by Lumpe. Stretch by Daley. Knuckleball is low, 1-1. games up in Boston, Detroit and the Red Sox 4-4, playing the 10th. 1-1 pitch, curveball, line, foul outside of third. Skowron was around second, heading for third. Now cuts across the diamond, back to first base. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Howard with 2 out. Bud Daley stretches. Pitch is fouled, out of play in the mezzanine to the right of the plate. Another new ball thrown out to Bud Daley. Goes to the rosin bag. Uniform shirt just about soaked through with perspiration. Howard wants to look at the ball. Daley flips it in. The plate umpire, Nestor Shylock. And Nestor finds it in good shape, flips it back out to Daley. Skowron at first with 2 out. Now the left-hander ready. Pitch to Howard, knuckleball, strike 3, and it hits. Foul tip, check that. Actually, he's out as Howard swung around. The ball popped out of Kravitz's glove, and he hit it with his bat on the second swing, actually. He did not foul tip it, and Shylock was just waiting for Daley to pick up the ball and tag out Howard. An unusual play. And Daley will get the put out. It's a strikeout. But as Howard hit the ball after it popped out of Kravitz's glove, Daley picked it up and tagged him. For the Yankees in the bottom of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no A's errors, and 1 man left. The score at the end of 4 full innings, the Yankees 2 and the A's 1. Right now, let's pause for station identification.
You're in tune with Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO time, 2 minutes to 9.
And right now, I'd like to mention that the second half of this game is being brought to you by the crisp refresher Ballantine beer. You know, Ballantine is a light beer with true lager flavor. That's what makes it the crisp refresher. On the scoreboard, Detroit at Boston, it's 4-4, playing the bottom of the 11th. Eddie Yost homered in the 7th. They're playing a twilight doubleheader up there. Cleveland at Baltimore, the batteries have just come in. It's Perry against Estrada. It had been raining down there. Chicago at Washington, 0-0 at the end of 3. In the National League, Giants beat the Phillies 2-1. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles starts later on. The Cubs beat Cincinnati 5-4. Banks had his 37th home of the year in the 9th. Pinson homered in the 1st. St. Louis at Milwaukee. Throneberry takes the pitch low inside, ball 1. Red Barber stepped over while I was giving the scores and asked me if I'd ever seen a pitcher get a put-out on a strikeout before, and I said no, but that was the case when Daley picked up the ball and tagged Howard at the plate. Pitch to Throneberry, low inside, ball 2. The ball rolls back to the screen. 2 balls, no strikes. The Yankees lead, top of the 5th. Throneberry bounced out to second base, his first time at bat. Here's Turley's 2-0 delivery. Fastball, pop, foul, but coming out of play and back of the plate. On that play in which Daley tagged out Howard, do not credit the catcher with an assist, even though the ball popped out of his glove. One pitch, way outside, ball 3, 3-1. On deck is Danny Kravitz, the catcher. Throneberry has 7 doubles, 2 triples, 10 homers, and 32 runs batted in. left-hand hitting first baseman. 3-1 pitch is line. A base hit to right field. That ball took off. Richardson leaped for the ball, and you could see it just take off over his glove. A solid line drive to right field by Marv Throneberry. And that's only the second hit off Bob Turley. Nobody out here is Danny Kravitz, who struck out swinging in the second inning. Left-hand hitting catcher. On deck, Andy Carey. Kravitz steps back to pick up a little dirt. Bat handles get a little slick in this kind of weather. Throneberry leads off first. Pitch to Kravitz. Curveball hit foul at the plate. Strike one. Cerv playing a very shallow left field. Mantle around in right center, and Lopez deep in right. Boyer is even with third, but quite a ways over towards shortstop, and Kubek over by second base and deep. Richardson's in the hole between first and second. Fastball is fouled back on the screen. 0-2. Yankees 2, Kansas City 1 in the top of the fifth. Skowron now tells Turley he's going to play halfway in, back of the runner at first base. Here's the stretch. Curveball is swung at and missed, strike three, and Kravitz goes down for the second time swinging. Turley's fourth strikeout of the ball game. And here's Andy Carey, who was one of his strikeout victims in the second inning. One out. Ken Hamlin, the shortstop, on deck. Now Cerv moves back in left field. Skowron comes back at first base to hold Throneberry on. Carey, the right-hand hitter. Turley's curveball is hit to straightaway center field, way back there, but Mantle, with plenty of room to roam, is under it and makes the catch. Throneberry, not tagging up with halfway, hustles back to first. Andy got good wood on that ball, but hit it straight away. The shortstop, Ken Hamlin, who bounced to Boyer at third base in the third inning. Up there with 2 out and a runner at first. 2-1, the Yankees lead. Turley into a stretch position. Sidearm fastball is low outside. Howard bluffs the throw to first, and Throneberry scampers back. Turley sets. Slow curve, high inside. 2-0. Bill Tuttle is in the on-deck circle, but Bud Daley is due to be the next batter. Now Cerv's moving in a little bit in left field. And so is Lopez in right field. Mantle straight away in center. The 2-0 pitch is pop foul out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again. Throneberry leading off out first. Then Bob steps off the rubber. Now we're ready. Turley sets. And again steps off the rubber and slaps at a mosquito on his arm. He's looking at his left arm. Looks like he drew a little blood. This is the weather for mosquitoes. 2-1 the count on Hamlin. The pitch is a fastball line to left field, and it's in there. Cerv fields it on one hop. Throneberry's trying for third. Cerv Slocum's in a second, and Hamlin's on with a double. A line shot in the deep left field corner. Cerv backhanded the ball. And throwing off balance, his throw was not in time. That's the third hit off Turley with runners at second and third. 2 out, the pitcher Bud Daley the batter. Daley flied to short left center field in the third inning. Bud is not a bad hitting pitcher, though right now he's 9 for 61, 2 doubles, 5 runs batted in, batting 148. Now Bob nods his head at Howard. The windup. Fastball is line to left field, Cerv over, and makes the catch in fair territory. A pretty play by Bob Cerv, who really played Daley perfectly. He played Daley like a right-hand pull hitter and made a running catch just inside the foul line on a ball that sure looked like trouble. Nice play by Cerv for Kansas City in the top of the fifth. No runs, 2 hits, no Yankee errors, 2 men left to score at the end of 4.5 innings. New York 2 and Kansas City 1.
Recycle me right. Vitally golden, crystally clear, rich, sweet, precious. Valentine's, Valentine's
Daley taking a little extra time getting out to the mound. Just starting to warm up. He'll be facing the bottom third of the Yankee order. Tony Kubek, Bobby Richardson, and Bob Turley here in the bottom of the fifth. The Yankees leading 2-1 as Clete Boyer hit a 2-run homer in the third inning deep into the left field seats. Tony Kubek was on base at the time as he had singled a lead off the inning. Boyer, by the way, is 2 for 2. He singled in the first inning, then was caught attempting to steal. Kansas City scored their 1 run in the first inning when Tuttle led off with a triple at deep right center and scored on a sacrifice fly by Lumpe. That's the way the ball game stands right now. 2-1 the Yankees lead. They're just starting play down in Baltimore. The Indians are down there in a game that was held up by rain. We had a little bit of unusual weather throughout parts of New York this afternoon. A couple of hailstorms, a couple of spots flooded. Hasn't cooled off things too much. All right, Kubek steps into the batter's box. Tony's 1 for 1, single, scored a run. Batting .287. Carey comes in at third. Daley's pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Kubek is second on the Yankee team in total hits. Skowron leads with 137, and Kubek now has 129. Followed by Mantle and Maris. A 1-strike pitch, curve hit on the ground to the right side. Lumpe in fast, up with the ball on the big hop over to Throneberry, 1 away. Brings up Bobby Richardson, who popped up to second base in the third inning. 1 out. out, nobody on. The curveball is over. Bobby bluffed the bunt. Strike one. Richardson looking for his 100th base hit of the year. Fastball is outside, 1-1. Here's the windup by Daley. Curve is over, strike two as he came inside on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Richardson steps back, picks up a little dirt. Here's the pitch. The knuckleball is lined to right field and in there for base hit. A fan caught it and it's a ground rule double, and Richardson gets his 100th base hit of the year. His 11th double of the year. He hit a knuckleball and really golfed it over first base on a line. A fan reached out and caught that ball. That's the 4th hit off Daley, and it brings up Bob Turley, who sacrificed in the 3rd inning. Just changed the ruling. As we said before, we had never seen a pitcher get a put-out on a strikeout, and we still haven't seen it. The ruling now by Nestor Shalak, the plate umpire, is that Howard interfered with the catcher on his backswing and was ruled out on that. A strikeout and a put-out for the catcher. No put-out for Bud Daley, as previously recorded. Pitch to Turley is popped in the air to short right field. Lumpe moving back under it, and makes the catch backing up for the second out. Turley swung at an outside curve, and here's Clete Boyer. Boyer singled and homered. Boyer now with 39 runs batted in and 12 home runs. 78 base hits. Out. Richardson at second. 2-1 the Yankees lead. Pitch to Boyer is high, ball 1. Kid's got power to all fields. He has hit home runs to the opposite field here at Yankee Stadium. It's a good poke for a right-hand hitter. Daley sets, looks back at Richardson leading off second. The pitch is a curve, pop foul out of play. 1-1. Hector Lopez on deck. Daley rubbing up the new ball with his back to home plate. Now he goes to the rosin bag. 1-1 count on Clete Boyer. Boyer is swung at it, missed. Strike 2. That was a knuckleball that really danced. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boyer asks for time at the plate. He steps back in, ready to go. Now Daley asks for time, steps off the rubber. Playing a little cat and mouse game out there. Daley still not ready. Now he is. Here's his stretch. The pitch. is swung and it missed. Strike three. Kravitz picks up the ball, goes to first base just in time to get Boyer. Boy, Kravitz took a lot of time picking up that ball. It kicked away about 6 feet. It's a strikeout for Daley, and the play going from 2 to 3 from the catcher to the first baseman. For the Yankees in the bottom of the fifth, no runs, 1 hit. No Kansas City errors, 1 man left. The score at the end of 5 full innings, New York 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Kansas City 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. On the scoreboard at the end of 11 innings, Detroit 4 and Boston 4. Tigers had Larry, Fisher, Aguirre, and Sisler now in there. For the Red Sox, Monbouquet, Fornelli, Sullivan, and Ted Wills now pitching. Eddie Yost home in the 7th. They're playing a twilight doubleheader. Cleveland at Baltimore. They're just getting started. It's Perry against Estrada. Chicago at Washington, 0-0 at the end of 3.5. Bauman against Ramos. In the National League, the Giants beat the Phillies this afternoon, 2-1. Sam Jones the winner. Roberts the loser. Jones struck out 14 and didn't walk anybody. Another tough loss for Robin Roberts. Pittsburgh is at L.A. They start later on. The Cubs beat Cincinnati this afternoon 5-4. Schaffenauth in relief the winner. Nuttall in relief the loser. Pinson home in the first for Cincinnati. And Ernie Banks in the 9th, his 37th of the year. St. Louis at Milwaukee. Brolio going for the Cards, and Warren Spahn going for win number 284 for the Braves. We just got word that there's a power failure at Western Union downtown, and the scores are going to be a little late coming in until they get things straightened away down there, so just bear with us. And as soon as we get them, we'll pass them along to you. Here's the top of the Kansas City batting order. Tuttle, Lumpe, and Bauer that face Turley. Tuttle tripled in the first inning and scored, and then hit back to the box. Turley's pitch is a fastball inside, ball 1. 2-1, the Yankees lead. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The wind-up by Turley. Side-on fastball is over. Strike 1, 1-1. Now Mantle is shading Tuttle in right center field. Got a big hole in left center. Slow curve hit foul outside of third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The triple for Tuttle was his 2nd of the year. Strikes. Nobody out and nobody on. Turley's pitch, curveball hit on the ground, and it's a base hit to left field as he pulled it in the hole between third and short. Cerv up with it. Tuttle's on with his 2nd base hit. Single to left field. That's hit number 4 off Turley. Once again, the hits are even, each team with 4. Brings up Jerry Lumpe, who had a sacrifice fly and bounced to 2nd base. Jerry looks down at Don Hefner coaching at 3rd. Big Walker Cooper coaching over at 1st for Kansas City. On deck, Hank Bauer. 2-1, the Yankees lead. Skowron holding 1st against Tuttle. Quick throw to 1st, but Tuttle's back. Turley sets again. Fastball, and there goes Tuttle. The throw to 2nd is low, and he's in there. And then that looked like it might have been a missed sign by Lumpe as Tuttle took off. Jerry did not protect the runner as he took the pitch all the way, but Howard's throw was a little low and to the 3rd base side of 2nd base. And he's in there with a stolen base, his first stolen base of the year. The pitch was low for a ball, and now Kansas City has a tying run at 2nd base with nobody out. And Jerry Lumpe to bat him. Tuttle slid hard into 2nd and is asking for time. Knocked the wind out of him. Now he's up and we're ready to go. Turley sets. Pitch to Lumpe is high outside, ball 2, 2-0. short second. Turley's pitch is high outside, ball 3, 3-0. The Yankees lead 2-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning, but the A's are threatening. Hank Bauer on deck, swinging the big weighted bat, loosening up. Here's a stretch by Turley. The 3-0 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Lumpe started to throw his bat away and head for first, but stopped just in time as he heard Shylock yell strike. 3-1 on Jerry. Turley into the stretch position. The pitch, outside, ball 4. That's the first base on balls given up by Turley. And now it puts Kansas City runners at first and second with nobody out in the bat of Hank Bauer. Bauer struck out and hit back to the box. Howard ran out for a quick talk with Turley. Now he's back in his catching position. Lumpe at first, Tuttle at second. Skowron's in at first, and Boyer's in at third. Just in the event of a possible sacrifice attempt. The stretch by Turley. The pitch to Bauer. He takes it high to throw to second base. Is in the dirt, goes out to center field. And going to third base will be Tuttle. That'll be an error on Howard. As Elston threw one in the dirt, it bounded over Kubek's right shoulder. Lumpe did not advance to second as Mantle, with heads-up play, came charging in, holding Lumpe at first, but Tuttle did move to third on the error. As Howard tried to pick off Bill Tuttle, Bauer taking the pitch for a ball, and Tuttle breaking a little bit towards third. So it's a 1-0 count on Bauer, and now the infield moves back in double play depth. The tying runners at third with nobody out. Fairly into the stretch. Pitch to Bauer. Slow curve line, a base hit to left field. Tuttle comes on to score, holding his second as Lumpe, and the ball game's tied 2-2. As Hank Bauer rifled a base hit to left field. The 5th hit for Bob Turley. So, a break for the A's as Bauer was up there to sacrifice. But when Tuttle moved to third on the error, Hank swung away and got a base hit. His 55th hit of the year and his 22nd run batted in. And Louis Arroyo gets up in the Yankee bullpen as Norm Siebern comes to the plate with runners at first and second. Still nobody out. Score tied 2-2. Siebern popped to the shortstop and bounced out to first base. Norm batting .280. Skowron is in at first. Again looking for the possible sacrifice. Lumpe down at second. Boyer comes in at third. Here's a stretch by Turley. The pitch to Siebern. He swings and misses strike one, and he was not ready to sacrifice that time, that's for sure. Now Skowron moves back a couple of steps. Hefner whistles at third, and Siebern steps out, looks down at the coach. Hefner flashes a few signs. Now Siebern's back in the batter's box. 2-2 to score. 2 on, nobody out. Turley sets. The pitch is punted this time down third, a good punt. Boyer goes to first base just in time to get Siebern, and Siebern pulled up lame at first base. He's hobbling down there. He is limping back towards the Kansas City dugout. He could have pulled a muscle. We'll wait and see. A beautiful bunt making Boyer field it. Both runners advanced. On the sacrifice, that went from 5 to 4. Richardson covering first. Siebern is not running loosely back to the Kansas City dugout. That brings up Marv Throneberry now with runners at second and third. 1 out. The score tied 2-2. Throneberry bounced to second and single to right field. The infield is being called in for a possible play at the plate. Here's the windup. Pitch to Throneberry. Curveball. Strike call. He checked his swing, but the ball broke over the plate. Bauer at second. Lumpe at third. One away. Yankee infield is in on the edge of the infield grass. Here's Turley into the windup. Fastball is high inside. 1-1. Bob goes to the rosin bag. It's a hot night out here in Yankee Stadium. Turley with a glance over at Lumpe. Now the windup. Slow curve is hit slowly back to the pitcher, and Turley fakes Lumpe back and throws to first to get Throneberry. Nice play by Turley. Lumpe started in, and had Turley gone right to first, Jerry would have come all the way, but when Turley hesitated, Lumpe hustled back to third. So runners remain at second and third, with 2 out now, and the batter is Danny Kravitz. Kravitz been up twice, struck out both times. Nice heads-up play by Bob Turley. Here comes Casey Stengel running out to the mound. Not walking slowly. So it doesn't look like he's going to yank Turley. Anytime you see Casey hustle out there, it looks like he's just going to go out and talk to the pitcher. So when he walks very slowly out to the mound, that's just about all for the pitcher. He's had it. 2-2 to score. There's 2 away, 2 on. And Casey's leaving Turley in there. Picks out his lineup card out of his pocket, looks at it as he's walking back to the dugout. They have first base open with a right-hand hitter, Andy Carey, due up next. Just in the event they wanted to pitch carefully to Kravitz or walk him, but looks like they're going to pitch to him. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in, 2-2 to score. Wind up by Turley. Slow curve is low outside for a ball. Turley into the windup again. Another curve swung and a missed, strike 1. Having a little trouble with Turley's curveball tonight. Bob takes that deep breath. Now he's ready. The 1-1 pitch, another slow curve. This one's low outside, ball 2. 2 more. By Turley. Slow curve hits foul outside of first. 2-2. Right in the Yankee dugout, picked up by Art Dittmar, who is sitting on the dugout step. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on. Score tied 2-2. Boy, a lot of deuces up on the scoreboard. Checks the sign from Howard. The windup. Curveball is swung and missed. Strike 3. Kravitz goes down on strike for the 3rd consecutive time for Kansas City in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run on 2 base hits. 1 Yankee error. 2 men left to score at the end of 5.5 innings. Kansas City 2 and the Yankees 2. 2-2 the score in the bottom of the 6th. As Hector Lopez steps into the batter's box, Lopez bounced to third and struck out. Bud Daley out on the mound for Kansas City. Daley's pitch to Lopez is a curve inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch, curveball outside, ball 2-0. On deck, Bob Cerv. Pitch is low, ball 3, 3-0. Daley falls behind Hector Lopez, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th, 3-0. Here's a 3-0 delivery, and it's right in there, strike 1 call. Clete Boyer's home run in the 3rd inning was the Yankees' 160th of the year, and they lead both major leagues in that department. Delivery is swung at and popped up. The second baseman, Jerry Lumpe, is moving under it and makes the catch, and it's one away. Brings up Bob Cerv, is struck out and bounced out to the shortstop. On deck, Mickey Mantle. The serve is taken for a strike, and Bob bluffed the bunt that time. He had Andy Carey playing short left field on him. Carey still doesn't move in. He goes way back on serve. The 1-strike pitch, knuckleball outside, and low ball 1, 1-1. 2-2 to score in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch, another knuckleball, line to center field, a base hit. Bill Tuttle's up with it. And here comes Mickey Mantle. A stretch. The pitch is a curve that's low, ball 2. 2-0. In double play depth. The 2-0 pitch, outside, ball 3, 3-0. Nothing on Nick with 1 away. Here's the stretch. The pitch is right down the middle. Strike 1. 3-1. Bob Cerv at first base. Each team with 5 base hits. Each team with 2 runs. Daley stretches. 3-1 pitch is a curve hit high in the air to center field. Bill Tuttle coming in under it. He's got it for the second out. Nick got under that curveball just a little bit. And that brings up Bill Skowron, who lined to center field and walked. 2 out, 2-2 the score. Cerv at first. Bottom of the 6th. Skowron is a strike call. He came in with an overhand fastball that time. Nothing in one on the move. Daly sets. Knuckleball gets away from Kravitz. There goes Cerv down at second base. And Cerv is in at second. It's a wild pitch charged to Bud Daley. As his knuckleball was in the dirt, Kravitz barely able to get part of his glove on the ball as it skipped by him. So the lead run is down at second base. It's a 1-1 count on Skowron. Daly ready. Cerv leads off second. The knuckleball inside this time. Ball 2, 2-1. Moose has got 29 doubles, 3 triples, and 25 homers. 36 runs batted in. 86 runs batted in. Batting .311. Pitch is inside, ball 3, 3-1. Elston Howard is on deck. With 2 out, Bob Cerv down at second base. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Curve inside, ball 4. Moose walked for the second time. And that's the third walk given up by Daly. Brings up Elston Howard, who hit into a double play and struck out. Runners at first and second was 2 out. Score tied 2-2. Skowron at first. Cerv at second. To Howard is a curve inside, ball 1. Daly goes to the rosin bag, rubs up the ball. Goes to the rosin bag again. Here's his stretch position. Pitch is low, ball 2. 2-0. Tony Kubek is on deck. 2 out, 2 on, 2-2 to score on the bottom of the 6th inning. By Daly. The pitch is a curve over, strike 1 call. He came sidearm that time and nicked the outside corner. Again, Daly goes to the rosin bag. He is really working slow now. Trying to get himself out of this jam. Here's his stretch. Pitch. Knuckleball high outside, 3-1 on Howard. Bob Cerv down at second, Bill Skowron at first. Daly ready again. Here's his stretch. Check of the runners. The pitch is a curve inside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Walk number 4 given up by Daley brings up Tony Kubek, who singled to center and scored in the 3rd inning, and then bounced to second base in the 5th inning. 3 men on, 2 outs, score tied 2-2. Kravitz out to the mound to talk with Daley. No place to put Kubek. Siebern in left and Tuttle in center are not playing very deep. Bauer in right is. Carey is even with third. The rest of the infield, normal depth. All right, here's the windup by Daley. Pitch to Kubek is a strike call, side-on fastball on the outside corner. Kravitz bluffed the throw down to third, and Cerv just spread his big back right in front of Andy Carey. Carey would never have been able to see that ball had Kravitz thrown it. He really had Carey blocked out of that play. One strike on Kubek. Here's the windup. Fastball popped foul and going out of play. Carey chasing it, but it goes back into the seat. 0-2 on Kubek. Kravitz out to the mound again. As Daley's ahead of Kubek, 0-2. 2 out, bases loaded. Score tied 2-2. Bottom of the 6th. Daley ready. Here's the windup. The pitch is a curve hit on the ground at second base. Lumpe up with it. Over to Throneberry for the out. He got out of the inning. For the Yankees, in the bottom of the 6th, no runs, 1 hit, no Kansas City errors, 3 men left, and the score at the end of 6 full innings. Kansas City 2 and the Yankees 2. We have some scores for you now. They have not quite caught up to the scores, with the Western Union ticker having been out for a while. But they're playing the 12th inning up at Boston. The score is still tied 4-4. Baltimore leads Cleveland 2-0 at the end of 2. Perry against Estrada. Stevens home in the 2nd for the Orioles. Washington leads Chicago 1-0 at the end of 5.5. Bauman against Ramos. The Giants beat the Phillies 2-1 this afternoon. Sam Jones the winner, Roberts the loser. Jones struck out 14, didn't walk anybody. Pittsburgh's at Los Angeles tonight. The Cubs beat Cincinnati 5-4. Schaffenoff the winner, Nuxall the loser. Pinson and Banks home it. Number 37 of the year for Banks. And Milwaukee leads St. Louis 2-0 at the end of 2.5. Brolio against Warren Spahn. Hot ball game on a hot night here at Kansas City. Rather here. I don't even know what town I'm in here. In New York, with the Yankees playing Kansas City, but it's just as hot as it is out in Kansas City. Turley completes his warm-ups. We're just about ready to go for the top of the 7th, and ready to carry you through for the remainder of this ball game is Mel Allen.
Hello there, everybody. Thanks, Phil. In the 7th inning, Andy Carey steps up. A 2-2 ball game. Andy struck out and flied to center. Bob Turley ready to work. Goes into the windup. Here's the pitch to the right-hand batter, and it's in there. Strike 1. Ken Hamlin on deck and Bud Daley to follow. No balls, 1 strike. Outfield straight away. Turley's delivery, sidearm curve inside, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob takes a deep breath as he checks Gets the sign from Howard. Now he's ready. And the pitch, fastball sails high and inside. Ball 2, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. A 2-1 count on Andy Carey. Andy out of the batter's box for a moment. Now he moves back in hitting position. Kansas City 2, New York 2. It's the 7th inning. Bob Turley's 2-1 pitch on its way. Swung on it, fouled back to the screen. Leveling off the count at 2-2. A doubleheader here tomorrow at 1:30. Bill Stafford and Ralph Terry working against Ned Garver and Ray Herbert. No rest for the weary. Meaning the ball players, not us. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch, sidearm fastball outside and low ball 3. 3-2. A full count on Carey. Andy digs in, squares away. Charlie ready to come in with a payoff pitch. Here it is, and it is swung on and popped up in the air behind the plate near the screen, and the ball is caught by Howard just short of the screen. The ball came down and just shaded the screen, just barely missed it. In fact, Ellie reached high to keep it from fading into it. Mr. Shylock came racing back to the side to be in position to see whether or not the ball had touched the screen first. 1 down, and here's Ken Hamlin. Grounded to third and lined a double to left in the 5th inning. The pitch is outside, ball 1. He had a bunting notion, held off, and the ball is away from him. A 1-0 count. Score tied at 2-2, 7th inning. Nothing pitch to the right-hand batter. In there, strike 1. Detroit and Boston are playing a twilight doubleheader. And the first game is still in progress. 4-4 as they move into the 14th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Low ball 2, 2-1, and a sinker. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the next pitch. Swung on, foul back upstairs. 2-2. Balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball inside the belt, ball 3, 3-2. Another 3-2 count. Full count on Ken Hamlin. Hitting .224. And the 3-2 pitch is swung on, grounded to short. Kubek up with it. The throw on to Skowron in plenty of time. 2 away. Now it'll be Bud Daley's turn to bat. Comes out of the dugout. And the fans greet him with a round of applause. Winner of 20 of his last 28 games is leading Cleveland tonight 4-0 at the end of 3 innings. Game and a half behind New York as the evening's action began. The delivery to Daley. Over, strike one. Bud flied to center and line to left. Took a fine running catch by Bob Cerv along the line to grab his scorching liner for the third out with two men in scoring position. That was in the fifth inning. Turley's next delivery is a curve over, strike two, 0-2. Kansas City 2, New York 2, seventh inning. Two-strike pitch. Bounces up to the plate, ball one, 1-2. The 1-2 delivery of the left-hand batter. Swung on, grounded to third. Knocked down by Boyer. Picks it up, throws to Skowron in time. And the side's retired. Clete almost overthrew first. And his urgency to get the ball over there after recovering it, but Daley wasn't running too hard. He still had time to take his time. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 6.5 innings, Kansas City 2, New York 2. Half of the seventh inning of a 2-2 ball game, Bobby Richardson will be first up, to be followed by Bob Turley and then Clete Boyer. Richardson popped to second and doubled to right. A double that was wasted. A double with one out in the fifth. Kansas City scored in the first inning, if you just tuned in, when Bill Tuttle led off the game with a triple. Triple to right center and scored on Lumpe's sacrifice fly. In the third inning, Kubek singled with two outs. Clete Boyer homered in the left field stand. Made it 2-1 New York. In the sixth inning, Tuttle opened with a single. Lumpe walked. Bauer singled Tuttle home. Lumpe stopped at second. That tied the score. After Siebern sacrificed him over to second and third, Turley got Throneberry on a tap to the box and struck out Kravitz. Daley had the bases loaded last inning. They got out of that jam. Here's the pitch. Bunted over to Throneberry. Daley getting over Throneberry to Daley. And it's in time. Out at first on a close play. Throneberry to Daley. One out. And Bob Turley will be coming up. 2 games tomorrow. First game 1:30. A little slow coming out, probably changing the sweatshirt. Here he comes. Sacrificed and popped out to second. He's at 4 for 44. Bud Daley's pitch. In there, strike one. the score, 7th inning. Daley's delivery, swung on and missed. Strike 2. The Daley delivery. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 down. Five strikeouts for Daley. And here now is Clete Boyer. Single to center. Hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th. Hitting .252. Score tied 2-2. Detroit and Boston now gone to the 15th inning. Kurt Gowdy, Art Gleason, having a real ball. Bill Crowley. Here's the pitch. Low outside for a ball. All 3 of those fellows worked here at one time. Moved on to greater heights. 1 ball, no strikes. Bill Crowley is going to be the new public relations director of the Red Sox next year. Here's the pitch. Curveball over. Strike 1. 1-1. Art Gleason went from here to the sports director of Mutual Network. Then out to the West Coast and now up to Boston. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on. Hit into the hole between first and second to right field for a base hit. Hank Bauer up with the ball, throws it back in. And Boyer is aboard with his 3rd hit. Half of the Yankee total. Hector Lopez coming to bat, grounded to 3rd, struck out, and popped out to 2nd. Two outs, 1 on. 6 hits for New York. The A's have had 5. Score tied at 2-2. Bud Daley to the stretch. And the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Washington leading Chicago 1-0 at the end of 6 innings. By Daley. Here's the pitch. Swung on it, missed. Strike 1. Lopez guessed with a fastball and got it, but missed it. Took a lusty cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daley taking his time. Into the stretch. Boyer with a short lead off first base. Now the delivery. Inside for ball 2. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Daley to the stretch, and the pitch. It's inside again, ball 3, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Last of the 7th. Kansas City 2, New York 2. Stretch by Daley. Boyer leads off first. 3-1 pitch. In there, strike 2. Full count. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Clete Boyer on first. Score tied 2-2 here in the 7th inning. Outfield playing Lopez straight away. Andy Carey guarding at third baseline. A full count. Daley to the stretch. Boyer with a short lead ready to go. There he goes. The pitch swung on. So drive into center. Getting under it is Bill Tuttle. Makes the catch and the side is retired. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on. At the end of 7 innings, Kansas City 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 4 left on. The Yankees 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base. You know, a beer's got to have 2 things to really refresh you: lightness and flavor. Valentine beer's got them both. It's the light beer with true lager flavor. That's what makes it the crisp refresher. Hope you'll enjoy a frosty glass of Valentine real soon. Before going to the 8th inning, we pause for station identification.
You're in tune with Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO time, 10 minutes past 10.
It's the top of the order for Kansas City as we go to the 8th inning. Bill Tuttle first up, Jerry Lumpe on deck, and Hank Bauer to follow. Tuttle tripled in the first inning to right center. Scored on Lumpe's sacrifice fly. He hit to the box in the 3rd inning and singled to left in the 6th to open the inning and scored the 2nd run. Tuttle's had 2 for 3. Batting .251. 2-2 the score. Bob Turley's pitch. Fastball swung on as a high fly ball to right center. Mantle drifts over. Still moving with the ball. Makes the catch and there's 1 away. Now Jerry Lumpe hit a sacrifice fly to center. Grounded to second and walked. Boston is batting now in the last half of the 15th inning of the first game. They scored 4 in the 2nd inning and been held scoreless since. Turley pitches to the left-hand batter. In there, strike 1. Jerry Lumpe, sacrifice fly to center, grounded to second, drew a walk. Batting .265. 2-2, 8th inning. Turley's next pitch, curveball, low inside. The count's 1-1. Baltimore leading Cleveland 4-1 end of 4 innings. Washington leading Chicago 1-0 to end of 7. The 1-1 pitch on its way to Lumpe. Fastball hit foul to the left of the plate. It's going to be out of play. A 1-2 count. Ball, 2 strikes. Turley swings to the windup. And the pitch. Fastball cut on and fouled back up onto the netting. Count remains 1-2. Milwaukee 3, St. Louis 0 at the end of 3 innings. Chicago beat Cincinnati 5-4. San Francisco beat Philadelphia 2-1 this afternoon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. 8th inning. Kansas City 2, New York 2. Turley pitching to Jerry Lumpe, and the fastball is hit foul back up third out of play into the mezzanine. A glancing shot on a check swing. pitch once more. Another fastball high outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Turley goes to work, and the pitch. Swung on, so a fly ball into right center. Mantle moving fast, coming on, and look, who caught it? Mantle did. And Lopez, it looks as if they're going to bump, hit on. Mantle caught the ball. 2 down, and here's Hank Bauer. Struck out, hit to the box, and lined a single to left. Batting .267. Bob Turley's first pitch to Hank. Fastball swung on, lined over short into left field for a base hit. Cerv throws back in to Kubek, and Bauer is on with a single to left. And here now is Norm Siebern. Popped out to third, grounded to first, and sacrificed. Boston won the game 5-4 in 15 innings. Norm Siebern poses a challenge now to Bob Turley in the 8th inning. Bauer on first, 2 down. And the pitch is a curve, and it's foul to the right of the plate. Strike 1. Marv Throneberry on deck. Into the stretch. Bauer leads off first. And then Turley steps off the rubber. Again, the stretch by Turley. Bauer leading away. 2 outs, 2-2, 8th inning. Here's the pitch. And it's outside. Ball 1. Curveball, 1-1. 1 strike. Turley is trying not to hang a curve, also trying to get it in there for a strike. Siebern can really belt a fast one. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. There's a drive to deep right field. Lopez right at the barrier, and he's got it. Hit, no errors, and 1 left on. That ball started off the bat like it was going to go all the way. Hector Lopez stood right at the barrier and grabbed it. And at the end of 7.5 innings, Kansas City 2, New York 2. Before we come into the last half, the 8th inning, why don't you run in the kitchen and get some of that Valentine beer? Valentine has the 2 things it takes to make a beer great. Lightness is fine, but lightness alone won't do it. To really refresh, a beer must have lightness plus flavor. And that's your cue to ask the man for the crisp refresher, Valentine beer. Valentine beer proves to more people every day that a beer can be light and still give you all the lager beer flavor you want. Fact is, Valentine's the light beer with true lager flavor. This delicious light lager flavor is what makes Valentine beer the crisp refresher. So if you drink beer for taste and refreshment, then I tell you Valentine's the beer for you. Try it and see for yourself why Valentine is the most popular beer from Maine to Florida, the largest selling beer in the East. Treat yourself to the crisp refresher. The last half of the 8th inning of a 2-2 ball game. Bob Cerv hitting third in the order, leads off. Mickey Mantle on deck and Bill Skowron to follow. Bud Daley pitching for Kansas City. The left-hander of the windup, the pitch to serve, outside, ball one. Now the 1-0 pitch. Hits in there, strike one, 1-1. That's curveball. Outfield deep straight away. Serve struck out, grounded to short, single to center. 1 for 3. Bud Daley's pitch on its way, and Serve swings and grounds it by third to left field for a base hit. Siebern tossing it in. Bob took the big turn, goes back. Serve singles to left. Here's Mantle. Walked and flied out to center twice. Hitting .278. Check serve, pitch to Mantle. Inside, almost got away from Kravitz. Ball one. One ball, no strikes. Daley to the stretch, and the pitch. It's outside, ball two, 2-0. Time steps out to check again with Corsetti. Daley into the stretch and the pitch. High, ball 3, 3-0. Daley stands with his back to the plate. Looking around the outfield. Pondering the next pitch. Guy comes back upon the rubber, looks in, gets the sign from Kravitz. 3 balls, no strikes. 2-2, last the 8th. Serve leads off first. The pitch. It's in there, strike one, 3-1. Balls, 1 strike. The stretch by Daley. Serve leads away. And the pitch. It's inside. Ball 4. Mantle walks. Moving Serve to second. Couldn't pass Daley's issue. And now coming up is Bill Skowron. Line to center and walked twice. Now, Frank Corsetti wants to talk to him. Get together on the sign. Elston Howard's on deck. It's the last of the 8th. On second, Mantle on first. Moose hitting .311. Daley ready, and the pitch. Swung on, hit foul down the right field line into the upper deck. Strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Taking a lot of time. on second, Mantle on first. 2-2, last of the eighth. Daley into the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled to the right of the plate. Moose wanted to step into the ball and swung at a pitch outside. 2 strikes. Trying to hit to the opposite field. A's were looking for the bunt. They're not now with 2 strikes. Bud Daley ready. Runners lead away from first and second. And the pitch. Look out. Backs him away. 1-2. Almost hit him. A 1-2 count on Moose. Cerv on second. Mantle on first. 8th inning. Nobody out. 2-2 the score. Daley steps off the rubber. Cerv retreating to second base. Once again, the stretch by Daley. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, and the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. Skowron strikes out. 1 out now. And the batter is Elston Howard. 6 strikeouts for Daley. Howard grounded to short into a double play, struck out and walked. Throw to second and Cerv is back. Almost picked him off. Cerv on second, Mantle on first and 1 out. 2-2 last of the 8th. Bud Daley ready. They pitch to Howard. Low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0 count on Elston. Daley ready. And the next pitch swung on, fouled off to the right of the plate in the upper deck. A 1-1 count. Perhaps you're wondering why Casey did not have Skowron bunting, and I can only guess. I don't know this, but in listening to him talk and other managers, had he had Moose sacrifice, assuming that Moose did, then Bob Elliott could have put Howard on first base. Then you come to a left-hand batter in Kubek. And if Kubek and Rich, and you bypass 2 of your best right-hand batters, potentially. The 1-1 pitch is outside, ball 2, 2-1. Of course, Casey could have switched McDougal in there for Kubek in such a situation. Those are the things they think about. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second. 2-2 the score, 8th inning. Bud Daley's pitch swung on, lined into right center field, and the ball is caught beautifully by Tuttle. The throw to second, not in time. Cerv gets back. A beautiful running catch by Tuttle in right center. Boy, that could have been the ball game there. Elston Howard's liner into right center, caught by Bill Tuttle, who who is one of the finest glove men in the business. Now Gil McDougald is going to come up and hit for Kubek. McDougald batting for Kubek. Bill Tuttle saving the day for Kansas City and Bud Daley. And Gil McDougald comes up to bat for Elston Howard. Now rather for Tony Kubek. McDougald batting .262. Two outs now. Cerv on second, Mantle on first. 2-2 the score. Bud Daley pitching to Gil McDougald. And the pitch. Right over, strike one. 0-1. No balls, one strike. The left-hander ready. And the pitch. Low, ball one, 1-1. And Daley's had to work hard tonight. There have been runners on base. One or more runners on base in every inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out. 2-2, last of the 8th. Sets the 1-1 pitch. Hits outside, ball 2, 2-1. Balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Daley's pitch. Swung on it, missed. Strike 2. 2-2. Gil had his cut. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, scored tied 2-2. Bud Daley into the stretch. Again steps off the rubber. Now he calls Danny Kravitz out to him. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-2, last of the 8th. The stretch by Bud Daley. Now the pitch. And it's ball 3. Just missed on a slow curveball. Full count. That one floated up there. A vanilla float. Count on McDougald, 2 down. Bob Cerv on second. Mickey Mantle on first. Will be off and running. 2-2 the score. Daley all set. Looks around. Got to go with the runners, and the pitch is swung on and foul back. Count remains 3-2. Been a lot of situations like this in this ball game. Both sides, several times, they needed just 1 hit to go over the top. Mantle on second and first. 2 down, the 3-2 count on Gil McDougall batting for Tony Kubek. Score tied 2-2. Daley to the stretch. There go the runners, and the pitch is way outside, ball 4. They're loaded up. And Bobby Richardson is due to bat. And now Casey will go to a pinch hitter. And could be Yogi. Could be Yogi Berra. And that's who it's going to be. Cerv moved to third, Mantle to second, McDougall to first. 6 walks given up by Daley. Yogi Berra hitting .304. And 2 out. Berra hitting for Richardson. 2-2, 8th inning. Daley into the windup. The pitch to Yogi. Swung on it, missed. Strike 1. Yogi went after that first pitch. I don't know whether it's been a ball or a strike. But he went after it. One strike on Berra. Bud Daley toying with the rosin bag. Now back up on the rubber. Man laid away, the windup by the left-hander. Here's the pitch. High fastball. The count's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cerv on third, Mantle on second, McDougall on first. 2 outs. 2-2 the score, last of the 8th inning. A 1-1 count. The windup and the pitch to Berra. Swung on, fouled off, out of play to the left of the plate, into the upper deck. A 1-2 count. Daley ahead of Berra. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Daley taking a lot of time. Now Cressetti calls time. The right pant leg of Daley is falling down below the left one. Crow hollers something up there. I don't know what it is. Made Yogi back out a minute. 3 men laid away. The pitch, and Berra takes outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Score tied 2-2, 8th inning. 3 men aboard. The windup, 3 men laid away. The pitch swung on and fouled to the right of the plate, and the count remains 2-2. Runners go back. Cerv to third, Mantle to second, McDougal to first. Bud Daley getting the sign from Danny Kravitz. Another rough battle. Yogi batting for Richardson. The windup, 3 men lead away. The 2-2 pitch, and Berra swings and lines it. Foul down the right field line. Count remains 2-2. Yogi got out in front of that one too much. Pulled it foul down the right field line. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 on. 2-2, last of the 8th. Cerv, Mantle, and McDougal lead away. The windup. Here's the pitch, and Berra swings and misses. Strike 3. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 3 men left on. At the end of 8 innings of play, it's 2-2. As Bud Daley strikes out his 7th man. Walked 2 in the inning and struck out 2. And the second time that Daley has left the bases loaded. He did it in the 6th inning. A total of 9 men left on base by New York. At the end of 8 innings, Kansas City 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 5 left on. The Yankees 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 9 men left on base. We pause for station identification.
With that touch of quality at 1460 on your radio dial, this is Quality Modern, WOKO, in Albany, New York. 18 minutes before 11 o'clock. Is not coming out for the 9th inning. Louis Arroyo is coming in. Bob worked 8 innings, allowed 6 hits, walked 1, struck out. For 5 men, and was charged with 2 runs. While Arroyo warms up, we'll take a look at the Ballantyne scoreboard. Boston beat Detroit 5-4 in 15 innings in the first game of a twilight doubleheader. Monbouquet, Cornelis in the 8th, Sullivan in the 10th, Ted Wills in the 11th, the winner. Galari for Detroit, Fisher in the 7th, Aguirre in the 8th, Sisler in the 10th, Regan and Foytak in the 12th. Foytak is the loser. Yost homered in the 7th. Second game will be Bunning and Wilson. Baltimore 4, Cleveland 1, end of 6 innings. Estrada against Perry. Morgan homered in the 4th for the Indians. Stevens in the 2nd. Gentile in the 3rd, the 1 on for Baltimore. Chicago scored 2 runs in the 8th innings. 2-1, White Sox. Staley relieved Bowman last the 8th. Ramos for Washington. National League, Giants beat Philadelphia 2-1. Sam Jones beat Robin Roberts. Jones struck out 14. Didn't walk anybody. Chicago beat Cincinnati 5-4. Chapernoff relieved Hobby in the 7th, got the win. Nuxhall relieved O'Toole in the 6th, charged with a loss. Pinson homered in the 1st for the Reds. Banks in the 9th for Chicago for the win, his 37th. Milwaukee 3, St. Louis nothing, end of 5 innings Spahn against Brolio. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles, later start. Now we're ready for the 9th inning, and we'll have a pinch hitter, Dick Williams, batting for Marv Throneberry, as Arroyo comes in to do the pitching. Dick Williams, right-hand batter. Arroyo's pitch swung on, foul back, out of play. Dick Williams, batting .281, hitting for Marv Throneberry. Louis Arroyo, in his 17th appearance, delivers fastball inside. A 1-1 count. Gil McDougal stays in the game, playing second base. Joe DeMaestri at shortstop. A 1-1 count on Dick Williams. Ninth inning, 2-all. Arroyo to the windup and the pitch. Screwball outside, 2-1. A 2-1 count. Arroyo to the windup. Here's the pitch. And it's low and inside. Ball 3. 3-1. Arroyo's fallen behind on Williams now. 3-1. The windup by the left-hander and the pitch in there. Strike 2. Full count. Balls, 2 strikes. Arroyo again to the windup and the 3-2 pitch. Swung on line, foul down the left field line into the lower stands. Count remains 3-2. Once again, the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back upstairs. Count remains 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes on Dick Williams, batting for Marv Throneberry. The windup and the pitch. Hits inside, ball 4, and Williams walks. Arroyo walks the first man in the 9th inning, Dick Williams, and brings up Danny Kravitz with Andy Carey on deck. Danny Kravitz, a left-hand batter up, and the throws to first base, holding runner on. Kravitz struck out 3 times with Turley pitching. Boyer way in on the grass at third base. Arroyo delivers, and the ball is bunted to Boyer. Boyer throws to second for 1, back to first, too late. Force out at second on the bunt. Boyer to DeMaistre. Now Andy Carey comes up. Struck out, fly to center, and fouled out to the catcher. Louis Arroyo getting the sign. Checks the runner. And the pitch. Low and inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield, straight away. Kravitz leads away. The pitch to Andy. In there. Strike 1. 1-1. 9th inning. 2-2 the score. Gets the sign. Kravitz leads off first. Now the pitch, and Carey swings and lifts a high pop foul. Skowron under it, makes the catch. Carey fouls out to Skowron. And coming up now is Ken Hamlin Shortstop grounded to third, double to left, and grounded to short. 1 for 3. It's the 9th inning, a 2-2 ball game. Hamlin, a right-hand hitter. Arroyo to the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on it, missed. Strike 1. 0-1. Steps off the rubber. Hamlin steps out, now back in. Kravitz on first, a 2 out in the 9th, a 2-2 ball game. Arroyo's pitch to Hamlin. In there, strike 2, 0-2. Balls, 2 strikes. Kravitz leads away from first. Stretch by Arroyo. And the pitch to Hamlin. Low, ball 1, 1-2. A 1-2 count. Time. Boyer runs over to say something to Arroyo. Clete's homer in the 2nd inning with 1 on. Counted for the Yankees runs. Tuttle tripled in the 1st, scored on Lumpe sacrifice fly to center. Tuttle scored the 2nd run. Opened the 6th with a single, a walk to Lumpe, and Bauer singled him home. Here's the pitch. It's foul to the left of the plate on a screwball. Count remains 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Arroyo into the stretch. Here's the pitch to Hamlin. Outside, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Boy, every pitch is a big one, isn't it? Arroyo's delivery. There goes the runner. Swung on it, missed. Strike 3. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 8.5 innings, Kansas City 2, New York 2. The Yankees will have DeMaestri scheduled lead off in the 9th, then Boyer and Lopez. Moving now to the lighter side of sports for a moment. A below-average ball player with a lazy streak is not uncommon, but old-time pitcher Amos Russi proved an exception to the rule. A great pitcher before the turn of the century, Russi must have been feeling real lazy one day. He just refused to go to bat, and the umpire called him out, of course. The other team's putouts totaled 26 instead of the usual 27. An oddity. He wasn't real lazy, though. He won 33 games that year. Now for the lighter side of something else, beer. Let's talk about the crisp refresher, Ballantine beer. Ballantine's the light beer with true lager flavor. And it's this delightful combination of lightness and flavor that make it the crisp refresher. So make the 3-ring sign. Ask the man for smooth, delicious Ballantine beer soon. Joe DeMaestri leads off in the last of the 9th. batting 200, 5 for 25. Bud Daley on the mound. Dick Williams playing first base in place of Marv Throneberry. Bud Daley ready to work. And the pitch to the right-hand batter is over. Strike one. The one strike offering. Outside, ball one, 1-1. The United States won 2 Olympic gold medals today, and the crowd cheers the news on the annunciator. One of them in swimming. The 1-1 pitch to DeMaestri. Swung on, hit back through the middle for a base hit. Joe holds up after the turn with a single to center. Well, the pattern here almost dictates itself. With Boyer coming up, single to center, hit a home run with one on the third, struck out, single to center, single to right, 3 for 4, batting 254. The A's will be looking for the bunt. Bud Daley standing on the mound looking over at DeMaestri. Into the stretch. And the pitch is bunted. And the play has to be to first base to Williams. A sacrifice. Daley to Williams. That puts the potential winning run in scoring position. With Lopez and Cerv representing 2 opportunities, barring a line drive, double play, or pickoff. One away. Daley into the stretch. Here's the pitch to Lopez, and it's inside. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0 count on Hector. Grounded to third, struck out, popped to second, and flied to center. Hitting 277. Score tied 2-2. 9th inning. Daley into the stretch. The pitch to Lopez. In there. Strike one. 1-1. Daley again to the stretch. Looks around. And the pitch. Swung on line down the left field line for a base hit. DeMaestri turns third. He comes on in to score, and the ball game is over. The Yankees win it 3-2. Hector Lopez lines a single to left, driving home DeMaestri. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. And the Yankees pull it out in the last of the ninth. 3-2 before 15,936 paid patrons, 16,590 all told. Sure hope you enjoyed the game, and I know we're going to enjoy, along with you in a moment, some of that crisp refresher, Valentine beer. The light beer with true lager flavor. That's Valentine beer. The totals, the Yankees 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 10 men left on base. Kansas City, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 6 men left on. The winning pitcher is Luis Arroyo. His 3rd win, he is without a loss. Bob Turley worked a fine 8-inning stint, allowing 6 hits and 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 5. Bud Daley went all the way. Charged with his 13th loss, he has won 13 games.
Well, that winds up another Valentine baseball broadcast.